Hey guys, thanks for finding this channel and watching this video. This is my September / October favourites. I was kind of a bit busy at the beginning of October. We went to New York for sort of 4.5 days, so I just didn't get the chance to upload September favourites before we went. So I thought I'd sort of merge the two together, and I got a few nice pieces actually. So first up, talking of New York, I am going to show you, I hardly bought anything. I'm going to show you this palette because it's from Wet n Wild and I did buy this one. So been loving that through the week we were there, and we've been back 2 weeks. So for the last 3 weeks, loving this. Just going back to the New York reference, I didn't find a lot there actually that I wanted to buy. I found it quite expensive, so sort of didn't really want to buy any clothes because I would just come back to the UK and purchase what I wanted. So anyway, I just picked up a few bits and pieces because you got to, haven't you? And this is the Wet n Wild eye palette, and it is called Comfort Zone 759. And I love it. Absolutely love it. You can see I've had my little fingers in there. The colour that actually drew me in to the palette was this green. I'm really into sort of khaki greens at the moment, so absolutely love that one. And also this one here, kind of like a greeny grey gold. These two outside colours are a little bit too dark for me. I don't tend to go that dark. They say transition, so they're for the sort of crease area, and sometimes those sort of, there's quite a lot of pigment in them, so that's a little bit too deep for me. But all these shades sort of that are sort of middling range, even that one there is quite dark for me, but the rest of them I absolutely love. I'll just swatch that beautiful khaki green one for you. Can you see how cool it is? It's really, really nice, and it just, I mean, I didn't put much on my hand then, so I'll try and get a little bit more for you. But it's just a beautiful green, nice sort of mid-tone green, bit of shimmer going on in that sort of goldy fleck. Absolutely lovely. Looks great on my eyes. I've got blue eyes. I think a green kind of looks okay, which you perhaps wouldn't think that it would, and green would look better perhaps on brown eyes, but I like it anyway. And then that sort of mid sort of greeny grey gold shade, I'll just see if I can show you that one. There you go, that's what that one looks like. And it just comes out on the back of your hand. Again, I'm going to put a little bit more on there for you, in a really easy wearable mix of, you can see the shimmer, the glimmer going on there. It's just really everyday, lovely, a mix between a grey green with the flecks of gold in there. I just absolutely love this little palette. And because I was in the States, it was like $5, so it was really, really cheap. So enjoying that one. Next, whilst we talk about makeup, I'll just keep going with makeup, then maybe I'll move into a bit of skincare, okay? Really like the blushing block, I think it's called blushing block, yeah, from Collection. And it's the Gorgeous Glow. I may have even mentioned this before, but I'm just reaching for it. I took it away with me and I just reach for it all the time. It's just really nice. I tend to put a blush on, always wear a bit of bronzer, bit of blush, and then I just go in with that as a sort of a cheek topper. It's not pigmented enough to actually be a blush for me. I do like a bit more pigment than that, but it's just really nice then to just swish over the top of a blusher that I've already put on. And then if I go in with a highlight, I do. If I don't feel that I need to, because this has got a nice little bit of shimmer running through it. So it just sort of adds a cheek topper stroke highlighter, which is just really nice for every day when you're just rushing out the door. I don't think it's actually got any kind of colour number. It just says #1 blush block. So I'm really enjoying that one. And then there's a couple of lippy, glossy kind of things that I'm enjoying, and they're from Revlon, and they're the Revlon Kiss Plumping lip cream. I've got 2 of these. This one is 510 in Nude Honey, and then this one is 525 Barely Blush. I bought this one first, really, really like it. Again, I'm going to just swatch you some out for you so you can see. So there you go, that one is, this is the Barely, the nude one, the Nude Honey. It's just that typical sort of nude, little bit of peach running through it. So it has, you know, you can see how it blends down there. You just have to keep adding product because it is quite sheer. It's not gonna last past your first coffee in the morning, in fairness, but it's quite handy just to chuck it in your handbag and you can just reapply should you wish to. Now this one is slightly deeper. Get a bit more product on there for you. It's more of a mauvey, beautiful sort of rosy blush colour, hence the name, I would imagine. And again, because there's a little bit more pigment there, when you shear it out, there's still a bit more product there. But really lovely, feels really nice on the lips. They're supposed to be a little bit plumping, so they are a little bit tingly. Just going to put a little bit of that on my lips. I do like to put a bit of lip liner on as well, because I do find with these sort of sheer products that are quite glossy, there's no definition to your lips, so they don't sort of do your lip shape or plumpness any favours, shall we say. So I always go in with a lip pencil first and then add this on, but you do get that little sort of freshness to your lips, that little bit of cooling when you first apply, but it soon disappears. And I need to find my tissue. So that would be those two from Revlon, really enjoying. Right, next is a couple of little eye colours I've been really enjoying. Another one from Revlon. This is the Revlon Stay colour and it's a lovely brown shade. Again, I may have mentioned this, but I've just been reaching for cream products for my eyes quite a lot and I really, really like this shade. It is brown. There, look, lovely little bit of shimmer going on because it's a cream product. It just sits really nicely and I just sort of shape it on my eyelid. I put it on with my finger first and I just blend it around with a brush and I can apply a couple of layers. And I don't have to go sort of too high, too heavy. I just feel it looks really nice when you just pop it on the lid area. I'm trying to find a colour shade for you. What is it known as? And I don't know. It's just got the number 710 on it, but I think it's the only one that looks that sort of brown. It's not bronze, it's more of a brown. And what I've been enjoying doing with it, so put that one on first, and then I've been doing two things just along the lash line at the top, because obviously I blend a little bit of that along the bottom as well. So on the top, I've been using two products from Boutique. This is a range that's actually sold in Sainsbury's here in the UK, which is a big supermarket. So when you're doing your weekly shop, you can trot along and have a look at the makeup. And I really like this Boutique range. Now this is an eye pencil, eye crayon. And as you can see there, it's in a green shade because I'm really into me greens, like I said. Quite pigmented, really nice, sort of deep. It's not quite khaki, it's definitely more green, but there is that little bit of shimmer. And it just goes on really lovely on your lash. On top of that brown, just adds a little bit of depth, a little bit of something to your lash line area. And again, I just swoosh a little bit along the bottom. So that's really nice. Unfortunately, I don't know the colour of that green because it was on the packaging that you had to sort of tear off to actually get the lid off and use the product. And I didn't keep the name, but they only had about 5 or 6 in the range, and obviously this was the only green shade. Next, I bought this beautiful shade. This one I did keep the name of. Again, it was on the sort of clear plastic packaging that I had to tear off, but it's called Sunkissed, and it's a lip and cheek and eye, so it's all round product, and it's a jelly. What do they actually call it? A convertible eye and cheek jelly cream, really. It's really, I've been taking it literally from the lid because you don't need much. So I'm just going to swatch it there next to that green. So it's a really nice terracotta burnt sort of sunset colour. It's just beautiful. I tried it on my cheeks the first time I bought it. Wasn't too impressed with the way it sat on my cheeks. I don't know why that is. I'm not a great cream person for my cheek area for some reason. I tend to just be drawn to the powders more. But oh, just look at it, look at it. But again, so what I like doing is when I'm not going in with the green, I've put the brown Revlon shade on first, and then I'll just go in and pop a little bit of that on the middle, on the top eyelid, and just blend it out, and it just adds a little bit of warmth to your eyeshadow, and I really like it. And I'm I'm really liking that range in Sainsbury's. So next I've got to mention this mascara. Absolutely love it. It's the L'Oreal Unlimited mascara. You may have recognised the packaging there. I have just today, in fact, posted a blog post review on this product. So if you go along and read that, that would be great. Again, I'll just link that down below if you wanted quite an in-depth chat about it. But basically, no spoilers here. I absolutely love it. You may know from listening to me previously, I have mentioned my love for Maybelline's Lash Sensational Mascara. That is my ultimate, all-time, everyday. Everything I've bought, from the Lash Paradises that have come out to the, was it Rimmel's Temptation, all of those, just the newer ones that have come through on the high street. I've always had a little go at them and I like them and they're okay. But within a couple of weeks, or maybe within a sort of month or so, I've kind of fallen out of love and I've just been steered back to my Lash Sensational. But then I purchased this one and I absolutely love it. I would honestly say I'm reaching for it more often than my Lash Sensational. So taking it out of the little pot, you can see the cone-shaped wand there is really cool because you can get into all your little lashes on the corners. So then, if the more mascara you coat onto your lashes sort of up and outwards, it obviously makes your eyes appear wider rather than just sort of centering it on the ends and in the middle. That's going to shrink the eyes in a bit. You've got the wand adjustment, so you can see there I've just bent it. I appreciate I'm wearing black, so I'm hoping you can see this. So you can bend it like that. So that's really cool. It's kind of so that you can do your lower lashes from across your face, so you can really get in there. I have used it. Would I say it benefited my application? I don't think personally for me it did. I'm still very much like, I'm used to going in the way I usually go in and I don't seem to have a problem with that. So I still actually tend to use it more often than not with the straight wand, but the option is there if you actually enjoy that way of applying it. But it's cool and I love it. Next up is from Rimmel. Their Magnif'eyes is an eye primer, basically. I wanted to purchase an eye primer. Just a decent one. I've had one or two in my collection over the time. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't, and I think it's because I haven't particularly found a particularly good one that I don't reach for it very often. But with going away on holiday, and I knew I'd be literally putting my makeup on once in the morning and I'd be out all day, there'd be not a lot of room for a reapplication. I wanted, if I'd made the effort to put some eyeshadow on, I kind of wanted it to still be there later in the day, so I thought I'd give this one a go. And like I say, it's from Rimmel and it is literally like their Wake Me Up concealer. It's just like a little wand. You can see that one quite nicely against the black, and it actually comes out on your eye. It is this sort of insipid-y sort of cream colour. You can just about make it out. Just here, look, just here. But when you actually put it on your eyelids, it actually, so it doesn't sort of conceal all the imperfections on your eyelids. It just sort of blurs them a bit, and the colour sort of goes on my eyelids in a very, like a wash of grey, which actually I like that shade as a base shade. I do like a grey eyeshadow and can sort of work from that as a base and put different colour on top of it. So I kind of like the colour that it shows up as on my eyelid, and just blurs everything out without it looking like I've got concealer over my eyelids. So I really like that, and it stays, although it dries down, you can tell it's tacky because when you put your eyeshadow on top, although you can obviously move your eyeshadow and blend it around, it doesn't hinder that. You can tell your eyelid, it's sticking to the eyelid, if you see what I mean. You can tell you've got a base on, and you can understand why your eyeshadow is going to last longer than if you hadn't put anything on at all. So really, really, really like that. Then let's stick with the last bit of makeup as such, and that's also from Revlon, and it's their Colorstay lip pencil. Really, really like this shade. It's just nude. I think it's just called something like nude. Oh, natural it's called. It's got a little twisty up like they all do, and it is literally very nude and a very natural lip. It's almost my lip colour. So when I put it on, I do have to go in a bit thick because sometimes I can't kind of think and see that I've actually put it on. So just to get the definition of my lips, I go in a bit thick, but in a good way. And that's what I like about it, I think, because then you don't have that sort of definition of a line. I haven't got it on today, I've got another one. But for my everyday sort of nude lipsticks that I would just swish on and go off to work, this works just beautifully because it's just defining my same lip colour, if you see what I mean. So it doesn't really look like I've got lip liner on. So I really, really like that one in natural. And it does stay put. It does say Colorstay, and it does kind of stay put for, okay, I can't say it gets past my apple eating around 11 o'clock, but it's pretty good, to be fair. Right, then what have I got? Something else for lips. YourGoodSkin. This is a soothing lip balm, and I absolutely love this one. I do go through lots of lip balms. I'm constantly on the hunt to find one of my faves, and I would definitely say this pretty much hits the mark. I do get dry lips, but I haven't had dry lips since using this product. I have had the crack that I get in the corner of my lips, so I just reach for my Blistex one and it kind of clears up within 24 hours. But this one is very nice, and I think it has, oh, it's just got hydration. I was wondering if it had an SPF, but it doesn't seem to. It's supposed to give 4 hours of moisture, but I do really, really like that one. And I took that one away and kind of literally kept it in my pocket, so I just kept applying it all through the day. Really like it. Then we have this little bad boy, and I really like this one. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Boosting Serum. I like this. I do really like this. It's a serum for your eyelashes, basically, so that it helps to boost them, and it's supposed to give them, make them appear thicker and longer. Now, that said, it's supposed to do that over a course of using it for 4 weeks. I have probably easily been using it for about 4 weeks. Definitely, we've been back to, yeah, I would say about 4 weeks. I've got quite lackluster eyelashes. They're quite fair, actually, and although my bottom lashes are quite long, because they kind of on the ends go quite fair, if I haven't got any mascara on my lashes, they don't look like there's much going on. They are actually quite fair. But I've noticed putting this on, and I put it on literally before going to bed, like in my nighttime routine and again in my morning routine, and I just let them dry totally before I go in with any mascara. And you've got to sort of wiggle them in, so you're sort of getting into the eyelid where the root is, not just sort of tap them on the ends. Yeah, I think it's made them almost appear wet. So the cut, although it's not a tint, it's not tinting them at all. It doesn't say that it tints them. I just feel like it does give them, when you've got no mascara on, I'm seeing them more, if you sort of mean. They're a little bit more visible on my eyeballs. So I do quite like it. It's something like £15. Would I repurchase it? I think I would. I wouldn't worry if I sort of ran out with it and was without it for a little while, but I think at some point I probably would repurchase it because I do think it's doing something. Is it worth £15 though? Probably not. But anyway, the jury's out on that one. And one little bit of skincare I've been trying out from the brand Indeed, and this one we pick up in Boots here in the UK. It's just a serum, and I do love my serums. I've got about 3 or 4 on the go, and I tend to always sort of be rotating 2, 3, 4 serums as I use them up, as it were. And I do like this one, and it's because it's got advanced multi-peptides. It's a facial serum, and it's supposed to reduce the look of crow's feet, fine lines and wrinkles. What more can I say? I don't know if we ever actually know if they're working. It's not an instant result, is it? So it's over time. So my skin's not too bad. Yes, I have some fine lines. If they're already there, I don't think that it's going to sort of take it away, but I suppose it's going to help with the blurring effect, and it may just lessen and slow the process up a little bit for me. That's what I'm thinking anyway. But I do enjoy it. I do think it is making some progress to my face, if you see what I mean. I would repurchase it, but by the time I come to repurchase it, there's probably another one that I want to try out. So it's really hard with these serums, but do really like it for the hair. So nearly there, guys. Just a couple of things to show you. And this is my new Babyliss hot heat brush, whatever you want to call it. I use straighteners, and I have been using straighteners for so long, and I tend to straighten and then curl my hair with my straighteners. I've been using them for years, absolutely years. So I wanted to try and find something that was still gonna sort of straighten my hair, sort of take, because I've got curls, but they're like kinks, and then they go like little spirals down here. So it's not kind of a look I can leave the house. I can wash my hair, I can dry my hair. I can't leave the house without doing something. It's not that kind of nice curl, it's a kink that needs to be sorted. So I need to do something to my hair every day. So this one's from Babyliss, and I picked it up from Amazon for about £35, and it's got a really long cord. It's probably a good 2 meters. And basically you just plug it in, and you have 3 little switches here, 1, 2, 3, little slide on the handle. I literally go to 1. And that gives you about 160, 170 degrees of temperature. That's all I need. My strainers are set at like 200 plus, so I kind of wanted to keep it underneath what I usually have my straighteners for. There's a little bit of hair on here, I'm afraid. I did try to pick a few bits out. And you literally, on dry hair, what I tend to do is sort of grip a little bit up at the back, and then you just pull it through your hair. But you've got to hold your hair tight. So basically, say I was doing this front bit, I would pull it out like that and drag the brush through my hair. What it does tend to do is straighten it, and I end up having a bit of a flick out, which I don't always want that. So then I do tend to just go in and tweak the ends a little bit, curl them in, give them a little bit of a pull back or something with the straighteners. But I'm not straightening my whole head again. I'm just putting a little bit of heat through the ends. So I'm definitely making progress in the less heat application to my hair, and I'm hoping this helps. It comes in a really little handy bag as well for travel, and there's a little heat pad here as well for you to rest it on so you don't burn your surface. So I really like that. And then basically I've just got 2 items of clothing, and they happen to be 2 pairs of trousers, and I love them. I bought them very much for this sort of autumn season, hence why we're talking about them now in September, October favourites. 2 pairs of trousers basically. First pair, love these. These are from Zara, and they're very much black. I would say white, but it's more of a cream off-white, that small little check. And then this little sort of check running through it is almost like a deep yellow, touching on a mustard orange, but I would say it's a tiny bit more yellow than orange. Okay, absolutely love them. They're that kind of structured trouser, a bit like a suit trouser, if you know what I mean. And they've got little pockets here that you can see, and they come up nice, sort of straight leg. They're definitely not wide leg. They're a bit like a cigarette pant, shall we say. And they just sit nicely on my ankle. They're not full length, and I like a trouser just to skim the ankle, so when you've got some nice shoes on or ankle boots, you can still sort of see them. I like that look. I don't want the trouser to cover the whole top of my foot. So that was Zara, and then these I picked up on the same day, and these were from H&M. They were something like 19.99, 20 quid, not too bad at all. These were even cheaper. I want to say these were 12.99. They're a little bit thinner, so hence the price. They have no pockets. They literally, the zip goes up the side, so they are quite sort of skimming and figure flattering, hopefully, to your sort of, midriff. They've got fake pockets on the back there, so they've got these little stripes here that are 2 fake pockets, and they just come straight down. They're a little bit more of a slimmer sort of skinny jean kind of fit, and again they just finish shy of the foot, so they sit sort of skim nicely on the ankle, and really like them. They are a check that you can see, which is black, and because there's more white, it looks white, and it is probably a bit more white than that sort of creamy white. And then the colour that runs through is a beautiful sort of terracotta, basically. It's quite a nice rusty red terracotta shade running through it. So I really like those, and like I say, they were about £12.99, I think. So loving me autumn trousers. So that's it, guys. Hope you have enjoyed that. I've been joined by our cat. I think he wants feeding. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. Give it a little thumbs up. Any comments will be much appreciated and will always be answered. Click that subscribe button and then you'll be around for future videos. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.